Hey y'all, it's Thursday, September 25th, out here in beautiful Venice, Florida, and going to take the Worldcat 280 DCX for a boat ride today, and going to bring a couple fishing poles, so hopefully catch a couple fish and check out some nice scenery, and give the cat a little exercise. So let's go see what's going on. All right, getting the boat all loaded up here. Let's kind of go over some of the things I take on a typical trip. I got a cooler here with some ice. Hopefully catch some mangrove snapper, maybe a couple sea trout. Got my ditch bag, got a bucket of shrimp. And these are the things I bring. I got a cooler with some drinks, some food. Got a tackle bag just for my my inshore fishing stuff. That was All right. So we're gonna head out today. Gonna head out of the Venice Inlet, head southbound. And one thing I've noticed as I've been cruising the beach is that just a little bit south of the pier and about a half mile offshore, there's some ledges actually close to shore. And I've trolled out there one time and I caught a keeper gag, half mile offshore. It was great, but I really haven't fished that much. So what I want to do today is bring some of my lighter gear, kind of see what's down there, if there's any sheep's head, see if there's any mangroves. So I got some shrimp, got some frozen pilchards, and I'm just gonna drop those down and kind of see what's down there. So we're just coming out of Roberts Bay right now on the Intracoastal, and it's a familiar sight here for people that boat around here. Snake Island. Up here you got the Crow's Nest Marina and Restaurant, and then the Venice Inlet. So as everyone probably knows, over at the South Jetty in Venice, it's been closed since the two hurricanes last year, about a year ago. And you can see that there's some guys taking core samples. So what they're doing is testing the ground, everything underneath, and they're going to take that data when they eventually go and repair the jetty, which is going to be a huge project. I heard from the city that the time frame is possibly about still 4 years out for the South Jetty to open up, and the cost is just immense. They're saying about $100 million to rebuild this jetty, both sides. Here's the North Jetty over here. But it's just crazy. I think they'll do a good final job. But this was built, and you can see there's a lot of old wood that was buried, and now they just put in, poured concrete, huge boulders for the riprap that could withstand multiple hurricanes, and this one just got washed over and took a real beating. So that's kind of what's going on over here at the South Jetty these days. Just coming out of the Venice Inlet right now. The Gulf is glass. Should have went deep today. All right, so I'm at a spot probably about 1.5 miles offshore. Not the ledges I originally planned on, but these are some waypoints I found while cruising around. never fished it. So I'm gonna drop some shrimp and kind of see what's going on down there. What I'm using today is a lot of my inshore stuff is spinning gear, and I usually use a 4000 series reel. This is a Ryobi Oasis, and I'm using a dropper loop rig. Basically what it is, I got a sinker. I'm using a 1 ounce sinker, and then there's a dropper loop where I have a hook coming off, so this will suspend the bait maybe 1.5 feet off the bottom. Going to be using shrimp today. Boy, I got some nice lively shrimp. And let's drop it down. So I hooked the shrimp right under the horn in the head, and make sure not to hit the brain. And I find that works out pretty well. Let's drop it down and see what's down there. I do see some fish down there. We're at 23 feet. Got bit and wasn't paying attention. Stole it again. All right, I had a lot of shrimp being stolen on my dropper rig, so I got a new setup here. It's just a jig head. It's a 1/8 ounce jig head, and I'm just going to put a piece of shrimp on it. So it's a lot smaller setup, and so the finicky fish like the mangroves might be able to feel them a little bit better. So let's give this a throw out, see what we could find. So it's 1/8 ounce. You got to kind of really feed it out gently, and I'm looking at the line. If I see the line start moving, I know there's a fish at the end. So on my reel, I'm using 20-pound braid, and I have 15-pound fluorocarbon as the leader. All right, put down my rod for a second. Got a mangrove. So there's some nice, the bottom's just lit up. Let's see how big he is. He's not big. The limit is 10 inches. This guy's 11. Boy, I'm getting bit every drop. He's a small fish though. But I'll tell you what, it'll make a nice sandwich. All the same size. It's about 11 inches. Let it go. So the ticket with the mangrove snapper is to use very, very light line, light jig heads. They're real finicky. And I found dropping down the size of my line and my jig head, I'm getting more bites. Tight. Yeah, there's just a ton of them down there. All the same size. Stole it by the time it got to the bottom. Yep, tight. All the same size. I'd like to get them a couple inches larger. Okay, I'm gonna try a piece of pilchard. Whoa! Big bite. Big bite. That was a bite off. Cut my line completely off. Took my jig head off. There's something bigger down there. Let's go figure out what it is. Okay, so this time I'm going to send down a pilchard on a 1/8 ounce jig head. My last drop, something big just, it bit the whole jig head off. Clean bite, was on for about a second. Maybe a cuda or something toothy. Don't have a chance with 15-pound test. But we'll play their game for a little bit. Got bit with the pilchard. Ooh, little gag grouper. Well, unfortunately swallowed it. Came out clean. Boy, it's a pretty fish. Yeah, I knew there's grouper down here, but let's give it another try. I'm just dropping these baits straight down. I could see fish coming after it. Yeah, I saw it. It was a streak, probably barracuda or something. Wish I had some bit thicker. Let me tie on some thicker leader. I'm gonna get one of these suckers. All right, so I tied on a thicker leader. Actually crazy. It's like 50-pound test. And I went to a 3/8 ounce jig head on a frozen pilchard. Let's put that down. See if we can get one of these cudas. All right, I'm tight with something. Just trying to be gentle. Ah, another man. Oh, it's a grunt. Nice one. Boy, these are so pretty. I don't know if you can see the kind of a crappy camera angle, but you know what? I don't like eating grunts all that much. All right, this will be the last cast with the pilchard. I'm gonna go try some different spots. I just wanted to see what was here. Still a lot of action on the bottom. It's got me a lizard fish. Here's a good example of the relief shading and how it's not very detailed here in Southwest Florida. You can see kind of a line right here, and up on the top or closer to shore, you can see how detailed the bottom is. I mean, you can see ledges, you can see really good bottom. Here's that line, and you can see over here, everything's just all blurred out from here till, you know, as far out as you could go. So the map is only as good as the data that it imported. So unfortunately, it's not very good out here. Now there's other spots in the Keys, east coast of Florida. I mean, great detail at all depths, but not here in Southwest Florida. So anyway, the spots I was just fishing, I spent about an hour there. Was out here in about 25 feet, caught mangroves, a couple of grunts, lizard fish, sheep's head. So it's a good variety. They're all small. So I'm just pulling up to these ledges. There's just one that I just located, and it's just stacked with fish. So I'm just going to drive around and kind of see what this looks like and pick a spot, drop some lines. Well, I just hooked into a ladyfish, and gosh, they are so much fun to catch. They call them a poor man's tarpon because they jump out of the water, they run like crazy, and they're actually good bait too. But it's a ladyfish right here, a nice size one. Look at those big eyes. Pretty fish. Boy, they're fun to catch. All right, so I'm off here about on the northwest side of Usepa Island, and caught maybe 4 ladyfish. Obviously, that's not something I'm targeting, so I only got about a dozen shrimp left. I think I'm gonna turn around, head up towards Bull Bay. I can't get in the bay with this boat, but I could fish the entrance, and there's some nice areas right at the entrance of Bull Bay, so we'll go give that a shot. Anyway, hanging in there good. It's hot. You could see some weather out in the distance, but you know, knock on wood, we've been good here on the boat. So just beautiful day out here. You know, I love just going for the boat rides, and fishing's just an added benefit. So let's head up to Bull Bay, see if we catch some more fish. Here's a picture of the cooler. Got 3 mangroves. They're all 11 inches, 10-inch minimum, and the trout measured out at just a little over 15. So get these cleaned up, and it'll be good to go. Well, made it back to the dock, and boy, what a great trip had today. Made it all the way down to Usepa Island after fishing on the Gulf at the start. Went on the ICW, cruised around Charlotte Harbor for a bit, and just was a great day. Got a little sporty on the way back. Winds kicked up, but the Worldcat, you know, handles a 2-foot chop effortlessly. Could have been sipping on a martini, but yeah, I made it back. I don't have any fuel burn numbers on this trip. I didn't document what it was before we started. But Had a great time. Ended up just keeping 4 fish, 3 mangroves and a trout. Caught a lot more, but you know, that's really all I need. Boat ran great once again, as it always does. These Yamahas, man, they run non-stop. So it's great just putting on the autopilot at Boca Grande. It's a little over 30 miles and just a straight shot. Don't even change the RPMs. Just sit back and enjoy the ride. It's quite enjoyable. So just going to get things cleaned up here. Got a couple fish to clean. Get these fishing rods cleaned up. Quick rinse down of the boat, and that's about it. Maybe fuel up tomorrow and maybe head deep over the weekend. I know the red snapper are in season for the weekends throughout the year, and so it'd be nice to get more of those. Freezer's getting kind of light on the red snapper, so it'd be nice to pick up a couple here maybe over the weekend, weather dependent. So anyway, appreciate you hanging around on this fishing adventure, boat ride. Appreciate all the comments and subscriptions. Also appreciate people listening to the music. You know, I released that second album, Tight Lines and Tall Tales. Boy, that was fun putting it together. 9 songs about being out on the water, and each song's a different genre. So if you haven't had a chance to listen to those, just listen to them free on the YouTube. It's also on the streaming sites. But some good songs there, so let me know what you think about those. Anyway, so we had a great trip here, and we'll catch you next time. Thanks.